Shut up with your National Women's Day, too. When is it National White Guys Day?
Well, I'm going to get to that because I actually have a good story on something similar to what you're talking about.
All right, because I want to celebrate National White Man's Day.
Well, since you brought that up.
All right. I didn't know I was going somewhere with this, but okay.
I am going to read something that will definitely get your blood boiling.
Okay, good.
As you know, February, for a lot of people who pay attention to that kind of stuff, who wake up and pay attention,
right? Okay,
has been designated as Black History Month.
Yes. What did you do for Black History Month in February?
I didn't curse Obama that month.
Liar. Certainly did. I watched a Cavs game. Does that count?
I think you were being very supportive of the African American community.
I was. I watched a Cavs game.
Sure.
So there we go. That was my contribution.
There you go.
Okay, go ahead. All
right. Well, since you brought that up, this is the headline. This cracks me up.
Okay.
Clueless.
Okay.
Restaurateur tries to celebrate White History Month.
All right. When is White History Month?
Well, I'm going to read this.
All right.
Count Flemington, New Jersey. Restaurant owner.
Yeah.
Jim Bogus. Bogges. Bogus.
All right.
Among let's see. Count Flemington, that almost sounded like a
name.
Not a name, but it's count him among. That's how they mean this. Poorly written. Count Flemington, New Jersey restaurateur owner Jim Bogus among those who don't understand why there isn't a White History Month.
Okay.
Bogus recently attempted to celebrate his racial majority heritage with a sign posted in the window of his eatery.
Okay.
Jimbo's Deli.
All right.
It read, "Celebrate your white heritage in March. White History Month."
Wow, we get a month.
Yeah.
Nice.
In less than shocking news, neighbors weren't pleased with the declaration.
Why?
Well, I don't know why. One such neighbor, you're just gonna lose your shit in this next sentence.
All right.
This person's name is BHAKTI.
All right. I can't imagine what it's got to be a white person.
Bahakti.
Chewbacca.
Curtis took the matter to the local police.
Get the fuck out.
I'm telling you.
He went to the police because the guy had a sign that said "Celebrate White History Month"?
Yes.
What does before I go any further, and maybe you'll get there in the article, what exactly does the sign say?
The sign says
the exact wording?
The exact wording is, "Celebrate your white heritage in March, White History Month."
Okay. All right. And this guy felt that was so offensive he needed to go to the police.
He had to go to the police.
All right, dickhead. And the police laughed and laughed.
He went to the local police, who determined Bogus was within his rights to post the sign.
Of course he was. There's nothing offensive there. There's nothing illegal there.
He went to the police.
And the police probably like, he did what? He put up a sign for White History Month? Shut the fuck up. Did you turn on the news last month, dickhead? What goes around comes around. Fucking fool.
After quite a bit of negative backlash, Bogus eventually apologized.
Oh! He apologized?
He apologized.
He should have put 2 middle fingers up in that window and said, "Fuck you."
And he removed the sign.
What a pussy.
However,
Yeah.
he didn't seem to understand why some might be offended.
All right, liberal writer, first of all, he did fully understand. He purposely tried to offend people. Let's not get carried away here. He purposely tried to fucking piss people off.
Sure he did.
You know, that's...
He was just trying to press a point.
Yeah, exactly. But like everybody else, he's a fucking coward, and he didn't fucking follow through.
Nope.
He should have followed through till the end of the month. He should have left it up there and not given a flying fuck if anybody boycotted his goddamn place. If you want to make a stance, stand up for it. I'm not saying that I find what he did to be funny, but I don't, you know. And I mean, all kidding aside, there's not going to be a White History Month. Every month is White History Month. Every month is White Pride Month. You know, you don't need a celebration of it. I know I'm kidding with it earlier, but you don't need White History Month or White Support Month or whatever. It's all fucking White Support Month. We're the only ones the reason we don't need parades and shit is because we don't have any fucking repression to fight against.
Right.
You know, that being said, you know, I honestly think in 2015 we don't need any of the other shit either. We
Sure.
don't need to say, well, it's great that you're Spanish, or it's great that you're black, it's great that you're fucking Indian, it's great that you're Muslim.
It's great that you're Irish this weekend.
Yeah, fuck that. It's all fucking stupid. Notice you've been doing all the fucking St. Patrick's Day thing. I haven't said a word because I don't celebrate.
Well, I just find it funny. Hail and kill caller, you're on the air.
I just put it all in the same category. You know, Cracker 101. How come we can't have White History Month? Along with, how come they's allowed to call themselves niggers and we can't?
Yeah.
Or, you know, I can't understand what they're saying.
You know what? I'm going to shock you, Doghouse, and I'm going to agree fully with you on every point you just made. My only caveat to it is that nobody should be running to the police when it goes the other way. That's just ridiculous. On both sides.
Okay.
This dummy shouldn't have put up a sign, and the other dummy shouldn't have gone running to the cops.
I agree. Going to the cops is kind of excessive. It's an overreaction, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
And I think since how come we don't have White History Month is such a stock question. It also has a stock answer, and that's every other month besides February.
right. I just said the exact same thing. Said every month is White History Month. Every month is White Pride Month.
Right.
Every month.
And the only reason we have Black History Month is because for decades it wasn't taught in schools. It was basically ignored.
Yeah, exactly. You know, now if we countered it with James Earl Ray Day, then we might have a problem. But since we don't, well, you can have the shortest month. It's fine.
Right.
And McDonald's always brings the McRib back in that month.
They didn't last month, did they?
I don't know.
Not the Mighty Wings.
Well,
I don't think McDonald's had the McRib last month.
seems kind of strange, the correlation there. Sounds very racist.
I don't know, man. As long as we keep hearing, you know, the comments I started this call making, the Cracker 101. As long as you keep hearing those from every ignorant moron you talk to, then I guess there's a need for Black History Month. But whatever. What's it taken away from anybody?
I have no problem with it personally. I mean, it does. Here's the problem that I think not everybody, but I think a lot of people have. Just because X race, whatever X race is, declares or has a day or a week or a month or something declared, it doesn't mean that you have to A, participate in it, or B,
Who's forcing you?
be respected. You don't have to respect it. You know, I mean, if you choose to fucking think that Black History Month is ridiculous, then think that. Then do that. Then acknowledge it that way. If you think that St. Patrick's Day is a stupid thing, then don't support it. Then don't run out to the bars with your green fucking hat. if you're not into Spanish pride, then don't go to the parade. Don't acknowledge it. Just fucking ignore it, because ultimately none of that shit really affects you. You know, I didn't think one thing about Black History Month last month, and you know what? It didn't affect me at all.
That's right. Somebody like Jimbo of Jimbo's Deli fame. By the way, can you take anybody seriously who calls himself Jimbo?
That's a very good point.
Jimbo.
I include Jimbo Fisher in that, too.
Yeah. Jimbo's Deli
Jimbo,
just
you're a
screams
grown
of
man.
white sheet.
Jesus Christ. But a guy like Jimbo Fisher thinks he's going to make some big statement. And what he's really doing is just recycling the same old crap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree on this one. You know what? He was trying to fucking rattle the chain. He did rattle the chain.
He's trying to rattle the
chain,
but he's doing it in such an unoriginal, cliched, passe, played out way. It's just boring.
Yeah, and the bigger part of it though too is that, and like everybody else, he's a coward, because if you're gonna rattle that chain, then you better go all the way with it. And he didn't.
Be creative. I mean, have some originality. He's so dumb, he probably thinks it is original.
Yeah, but even if you don't, even if you are a retard like this guy, go through with it or don't. Don't put it up and then 2 days later when you lose a couple customers, fucking say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that would offend black people." Yeah, you did, you dumb motherfucking hillbilly. You fucking hillbilly race hater. You did know it, and you did it anyway because you were trying to be an asshole.
If he rolled with it a little more, he might have even got some real publicity. But I think he, from a business standpoint, maybe he cut and ran too quick.
Yeah. Well, if he wanted to make his point,
he could either
when you own a business, when you own a business and you try to make that point, then you got to either go with it all the way or you look like this guy does, like a coward. And
it
it's
worked
that
out
simple.
for Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Hey, Chick-fil-A, to their credit, they haven't backed off their religious stance a bit.
It's actually worked out more in their favor than I personally thought it would.
Yeah?
Lots of thumpers that don't want to have somebody putting their nasty butt finger hands all over their chicken.
That's it.
In Jimbo's case, one of two things would happen if he rolled with it. Mm-hmm. One, it would be the site of the next KKK convention would be at his Jimbo's Deli, and he'd get lots of business. Or two, the place would get firebombed.
Yeah. Or three, he changes the name if he loses too many customers and becomes Bob's Deli, and nobody would ever fucking know the difference.
Yeah, or he moves to a different town and opens a new business.
Doesn't even need to do that. Just change the name, close for 2 weeks, put up an under new management sign. Fucking good.
Change his phone number when he gets too many heavy breathing phone calls at 2 in the morning.
That's it. But the guy's a coward.
What time is Indian Tales? I'm getting bored already.
It's coming up quick.
Oh, okay.
Coming up quick.
As they say on terrestrial radio, I'll hang up and listen.
Right.
Beautiful.
Fuck you, pal.
All right, to finish the story real quick.
Yeah.
To put an end to the issue, Bogus and Curtis posed together in a photo that...
Oh, brother.
That...
Stop it! They posed together in a photo.
Yeah.
What a fucking ebony and ivory moment that is.
Intentional or not, paid homage to a historic photo of Jackie Robinson, the man who broke Major League Baseball color barrier, and the racist Philadelphia Phillies manager, Ben Chapman.
Yeah, it's very much the same.
Yep.
Between Jackie Robinson, who had death threats in every fucking city, and this fucking meatball that fucking was unable to sell a pastrami on rye for a week to black customers. Shut the fuck up. What the hell? Are you kidding me? They compared this guy to Jackie Robinson. Now that should make black people pissed.
Right.
Jackie Robinson was clearly a fucking crusader.
Yeah.
For black equality.
Well, this guy was a crusader because he crusaded his ass all the way down to the police station and lodged
and said my pussy's hurt from this guy's sign.
Yeah. I lodged a complaint.
So this guy said, "Come on in, I'll give you a free sandwich. Let's take a photo."
Right.
Shut the fuck up.
No hard feelings.
Oh, goddamn. I like black people. Now I have a black friend.
Right. I'm putting this up on my fame wall over here.
What a douche. What a douchey story from start to finish.
Yeah, I thought you'd enjoy that.
Everything about Jimbo and Bati is fucking Faggotville.
Right.
Bunch of faggots.
People just don't. They got way too much time on their hands.
Jeez, oh
Way
man.
too much time on their hands.
I hate both of those guys. I hope they both have a stroke from the cholesterol of his sandwiches.